Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. Today Taurus, you guys got 62, turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. So I feel like you guys are working on something and you're being you're feeling impatient. That's what I'm getting. You're feeling a little impatient. You want things to go faster. You want things to work. You know, obviously I feel like everything is working for you, but I feel like you guys want a result like today, right? Let's just say like you know when you go work out and you want to see abs, you work out like 1 or 2 times and you're like, okay, like where are my abs? And then they're not there and you're like, holy shit, like how much do I have to work out? What you don't get is like it's a daily thing. It's a slow process. Like most things in life are like that. It's like a daily, repetitive, slow process. I'm getting kind of like a Knight of Coins here, like a slow thing. But the good thing about the Knight of Coins is that it's a sure thing, right? It's a sure thing. And that's what I'm getting. It is slow, Taurus, but it is a sure thing. Like they want you to really know that and understand that it is slow, but it is sure. And that's why you guys got I pulled, what is this that Taurus wants? And whatever it is that you're working on, you got the success card. Like how much more of a confirmation can I give you? I can't. Slow and steady wins the race. Like you're gonna win the race. You're gonna get there. Whatever it is that you want, you're gonna obtain, yeah, whatever. You're gonna get it. The only thing that you have to worry about is to be, consistent, right? And to keep working on it and to not get let down when shit's not necessarily exactly how you wanted it to be. Again, remember how like our egos play these roles where they kind of try to trick us, right? And they're like, well, you should be doing better and that person has that and da-da-da-da. Like, don't worry about that, Taurus. You will be successful. It's confirmed here. It will be slow. They're confirming that as well. It's not going to be like the fastest thing here, but the best thing that I could tell you and advice is to be consistent, to keep going, and like not to ever give up. Okay. So this message coming up next might not have anything to do with this or might have something to do with it. We'll see. But like, this is definitely this is like its message in itself. Like will be successful, whatever you're working on, like be patient. So Taurus, I feel like there's been a very big switch in your life. That's what I'm getting. Kind of feels like what you wanted, you got, and it wasn't what you wanted, right? It's like, when you think you want something, you get it, and then you're like, what the hell? Like, I don't want this at all. It's so funny. I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and she was always wanting something. Like she was always saying like she wanted this and she wanted it so bad, and like she was just wishing that she could have it, and then she finally got it, and then yesterday all she could do was bitch about it. And I'm like, didn't you ask for this? Like, didn't you ask? Like, I remember you asking me, telling me like this is what you wanted. And she's like, yeah, but like now that I got it, I realized like it's not what I want. And I just started dying laughing because I was like, holy shit, that sucks, right? But that's a common thing, right? Like to get exactly what you want and then to realize like that's not what you wanted. And imagine how many times like in life that could happen to people. Like, you think you want something and you go for it and then you get it and then you're like, damn, like this is not what I thought it would be at all, right? I have a lot, I've heard of this happening so many times, and like that's why I feel like the wheel is here, because that's the realization that like whatever you thought you wanted and you got, now you look at it and you're like, I don't want this, and I'm like upset or I'm not happy, right? And that's what this reading is about. It's like, I'm not happy. How can I work towards happiness? And I feel like that's maybe where the impatience comes from for whoever Taurus this is. The impatience comes from the fact that like you were going one way and you went and you put a lot of effort into it, or you manifested something, you put a lot of like thought into it and you put a lot of heart into it, and then you got it and you just felt like, holy shit, like, yeah, this is not what I want. Desire and self in reverse. This is not what I want. And you're just like, holy shit, is God playing a trick on me? Like, that's what I feel like you're feeling, because you have the devil and God here. right? You have like the divine and then the devil here, both in reverse. So I feel like it's kind of a test as to who you are, right? I feel like it's a test as to who you are. And I think the devil tried to trick you in some sort of way as well. I feel like the devil, you know, it's an interesting thing to get what you want and to realize you don't want it. It's like, then what do you do next? Do you stay on the path of like what you don't want, or do you move into a new direction? You know, like what do you do at this point, right? Because like that's what I feel like exactly happened here. Like you got what you wanted and it wasn't what you wanted. Let's see what you got. So I feel like here, the reason that some of you are going to get stuck here a little bit, and that's what I don't want to happen. I don't want you guys to get stuck here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to have really wanted something and pushed for something and put a lot of work into something to later realize that like it might not be what you wanted. This happens sometimes, I feel like, when it comes to like healing in reverse. Sometimes we're not really balanced within. Sometimes, you know, let's just say we're like, you know, the best thing in life for me could be if I won the lotto. You know, if I won the lotto, I'd be the happiest person on the earth. I would never need anything else. Money is all I need, blah, 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 blah. You win the lottery, and what happens? Like, your life is nothing like you thought it would be. You realize, like, the people you thought you were friends are not your friends. Family, like, starts to turn on you and, like, only want your money. Everything kind of dissolves, right? And you're just like, you know, why in the first place did I want to win the lotto? Like, why did I think it would solve all my problems? It actually just created more problems for me, right? And it's like, what was the whole point of it? Like, what was the essence of wanting the lotto, right? I'm sure it was like to pay bills, right? I'm sure it was to like, you know, put everyone in a better financial situation. But I guess, you know, sometimes you see people who win the lotto and like shit just falls apart for them. Instead of it like helping them and helping the family and like making everything better, it makes everything worse, right? And that's what I feel like happens when we don't have the healing that we need, when we're not strong enough within. So I think this was the divine giving you what you wanted, like giving you exactly what you wanted. So you could see that that wasn't going to bring you true happiness. Like that was not going to bring you what you wanted. What I feel like will bring you true happiness and what I feel like will give you what you want in this life is the 10 of Cups, is the Sun card, is the 6 of Cups. So what does that mean? Putting in actual work towards something that's actually worth it. So I feel like maybe what you were desiring and what you were working towards had a lot to do with work, had a lot to do with like a job, you know, had a lot to do with like maybe a specific person, maybe a specific type of relationship, and all those things didn't work out for you. Also that you could see that the main thing that you needed, right? The main thing that you needed was the right person, right? Like the actual right person, the right relationship. Doesn't mean like, let's say you want a person who, you know, I see this all the time. I'm gonna call a lot of people out in my life. I mean, they don't watch these reads, so I don't give a fuck. I know a lot of people who, I mean, maybe it's not just people I know, maybe it's everyone. A lot of guys that I know, they talk about like, you know, what it's like to date someone. Like they look for women with money. Like they're not gonna just date someone, you know, who has like a lot of loan or has a lot of debt. Like they're looking for a woman with like, you know, pretty good, you know, their parents are wealthy, like they're going to be taken care of. Like they look for women like that. And I mean, that's what you call a gold digger, right? Like they like to pretend like they're not, but they are. And it's funny to me because I feel like when looking for a partner, it has nothing to do with money, right? When looking for a partner, it has nothing to do with like their parents' wealth. When looking for a partner, it's supposed to come down to love. You're supposed to put in work in the right things. So that's what I'm getting with this read. Like, you might have put work into the wrong thing, but you realizing that is what's going to turn the wheel. And that's what's going to like beat this anxiety or, you know, the trick that the devil was trying to play on you, right? And now that you've kind of aligned yourself or realized that this is not necessarily anything close to a happy ending, you can realign yourself put yourself in a new direction. And I feel like this is you stepping into like King of Pentacle energy, right? And King of Pentacle energy, I feel like it's not so much about what you thought you wanted or like not being able to turn around and take another route, right? This is about being like manageable. What is it? Meaniable? What does that mean when you can change things very quickly? Like, let's just say you were going down the wrong path or you went towards the wrong direction. The wheel here and the big like effort here, I think, is going to be able to turn and to face a new direction, and to be like okay with the fact that like you were maybe misguided. You know what I mean? And now you're going in the right direction. That's what I'm getting. You were like going in the opposite direction of this, but this is where you should have been headed the entire time, right? So you were headed towards maybe money, maybe towards something like convenient, maybe towards something that was like, you know, whatever it was. And now you're realizing like the only thing that is worth fighting for and chasing is this. So it's kind of like a misguidance, but now you're going to correct yourself. And I think that's what you're realizing here. Like you're seeing through the illusion, right? You're seeing through maybe your own like ego and your own way of categorizing things, which was wrong in the past. And I feel like that's what's going to turn the wheel here. And that's what's going to set you in the right direction, right? And they don't want you to feel anxious about this. They want you to take this as like a lesson that you learned and change course immediately. Like, don't worry. Don't be like sad about it. Just take it as a lesson and then keep going. But yeah, you were definitely misguided here. And I think that's okay if you can admit that to yourself and understand that like this was a big lesson in your life, but it doesn't have to be like there's no absolutes here. You can always turn around. You know what I mean? You can always like move in a different direction. So that's what I'm getting here. I feel like you're going to put in work towards something that's going to actually bring you some sort of happiness. And what does that mean? I feel like that it has to be closely tied to your emotions. It has to be and that's what they're guiding you to do. Like it has to be something tied to your emotions. It has to be something tied to love. It can't just be like, again, it's reminding me of those guys that I know that they're like, oh yeah, like her parents make this much and her parents own this and her parents live here and, you know, she works here. You know, when people like love to drop like names and shit like that, it's such a 3D like thing that it's so, this is why I can't like stand these people. Like honestly, I wish I didn't know them, but they're serving a purpose right now for like the purposes of this reading. Understanding like what the 3D does to us. The 3D like divides us from like our ego and our soul. And I feel like if you're divided from your ego and your soul might want something completely different than what your ego wants. And I feel like you're, you know, going now more in the direction of your soul, right? Like the ego is like, oh, it matters to me how much money she makes, and it matters to me like, you know, where she was born and what culture she is, what race she is, blah, blah, blah. She went to school here, you know, she went to Harvard, you know, her parents are like that. And that's the type of ego shit that I'm talking about, which I feel like you're running away from now. I feel like you're beginning to understand that that was like completely a mistake. And I feel like that is what's going to actually bring you true happiness and true stability is not anything like that. It's actually like just what the soul feels. And that's why I feel like you're getting the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, because I feel like cup energy is tied to the soul, right? Like cup energy is tied to fulfillment in a different way. You know what I mean? Like you can't fool the soul. You can fool the ego, but you can't fool the soul. So yeah, Taurus is a big lesson for you, but it's a good one. Let's pull a Divine Feminine. I love that you guys got Perpetua, the saint of authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. Yes, that's what this is all about. Like the authenticity of your soul. And see how it closely matches the emotions card? It's like what's worth putting in work, what's worth putting work into. And it's like you put in so much work into something that I feel like your ego wanted, and then you got what your ego wanted, and you never felt more imbalanced in your entire life, right? And now it's like, okay, where did I go wrong here? And it had to do with healing. It had to do with being tied to your emotions, and it had to do like versus the ego, right? And it's like the devil, I feel like, was telling you this whole time, like, you know, you get that girl who went to that school and had that type of parents and has this type of money, you're 100% going to be happy, because like that's all that you need, right? You need like that stability in life, right? Like you need that money that's going to create that stability. And what you're realizing now is like stability has nothing to do with like money. Abundance has nothing to do with like these 3D things. Abundance has to do with what the soul feels, and the soul is only connected, I feel like, to this cup. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the soul is connected to like the wand and the truth of the sword and the pentacle, but not in the way that we look at it, right? Like not in the way like not in terms of like money and not in terms of like, you know, it's completely different what the soul craves. And I feel like this is just aligning you even more and forcing you to heal, forcing you to change course. So yeah, someone here could have been misguided, but again, slow and steady. I think like, yeah, it's been a slow process. Again, maybe you made a mistake, but I feel like, again, it's like time for a correction, time to like turn around, right? And steer yourself in the right direction, Taurus. So yeah, Taurus, I love you guys so much. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.